Hi guys, in this lesson we'll be looking at Paradise by George Ezra, and it sounds like this. Hello and welcome to this George Ezra lesson. So my name's Thomas, and in this Paradise guitar lesson we'll be looking at all the parts of the song on the guitar. It's quite simple, just about 3 or 4 chords, and it's about the same kind of rhythm plus that little cool lick that's going on in the chorus. Before we start guys, don't forget to comment and subscribe, and if you enjoy our content and this video in particular, click the link below to take you to a write-up of this lesson where you'll see the chords and more useful information for you as well. Okay, so we're in the key of B major, so we've got one open chord around here, which is going to be E major, which is going to come up quite a lot. Most of the time this song is just doing 1, 4 and 5 or variations of that, so B, E major and F sharp major, and we're going to be just using pretty much E shapes and A shapes from the bar chords and the cage shapes for those of you who are aware of that system. So let's kick it off into the chorus. It's quite simple, it's just a B power chord. I'm doing it on the A string, so first finger on the 2nd fret of the A, 4th finger on the 4th fret of the D, just the A and the D strings together, and it's a bit palm muted on your right hand, so bringing your hand just to where the strings and the bridge meet and just leaving it there, not pushing in, not totally dead in it, just taking a bit of the ring off the string to keep that punchy rhythm going. And it's just 8th notes, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that rhythm is pretty much the rhythm that's going to be going on the whole way through this song, so there's not much variation on your right hand. And then to an F sharp, back to a B. So the F sharp power chord, this verse is just power chords, is 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the E string and 4th finger on the 4th fret of the A string. So it's just that shape. B is there and F is there, if you can see that. Okay. So it's 2 bars of B, then a bar of F sharp, and then a bar of B again. So 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, excuse my hiccup there. So that is nice and simply, that's the verse. Really easy. As you progress through the song, or if you're doing it on a single guitar, you could even do it where you play the full chords. And as we go along the song, I'm going to branch out into full chords. Because there's so many dubs of the guitar, I want to show you what the main harmony is going to be. Say if you end up playing it solo on an acoustic or something, or even electric. So the main harmony there is B major and F sharp major. So that's just an A shape of the B. 1st finger doing a bar on the 2nd fret, and then it's A string, 2nd fret, D string, 4th fret, G string, 4th fret, B string, 4th fret, just your A major shape. The 2nd chord will be an F sharp major, so it's an E shape bar chord. If you don't know, it's a bar on the 2nd fret with your 1st finger, and then 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the A string, 4th finger on the 4th fret of the D string, 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, and then the 2nd frets, because of the bar, on both of your, the B and the E string. So check those, and that'll be the overriding harmony. If you're being really literal to the track, you can just do power chords, and depending on who you're playing with, if you are playing with other people, rein it back to give other people space. But if you're just on the guitar and you want the full harmony, that's that for the verse. Moving on then to the pre-chorus, it's just 4, 5, 1, so E major, F sharp and B. So we've covered the B and the F sharp chords. I'm going to use the full chords. You could do it power chords again if you like. It's nice to have the ringing out of the full harmony, I think. So the E major then is just your standard open E major chord. We all know and love it. For those of you who don't know, it's going to be second finger on the second fret of the A, third finger on the second fret of the D, first finger on the first fret of the G string, and then the rest are nice and open. So that's our first chord. Then our second chord is that F sharp major again, bar, back to a B. And it's the same rhythm, eighth notes. I mean, there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could just go mad, all 6 strings, if you're feeling particularly energetic, or you can break it up a little bit, so maybe your first hit or first strum will be all 6 strings, and then as you're pounding away with the rhythm, you can palm mute it and hit just the E, A and the D strings, for example. So you can hear that you hear there that the notes are ringing out that I want, and then on the low half of the chord I'm palm muting it whilst this goes on. That's just another kind of technique you could use to maybe break the sections up, make it a bit more interesting. I find personally I wouldn't want to just smash away at 8th notes for the entire song, all 6 strings. Not for this song, I don't think. It's nice to kind of build the dynamics up, you know, starting just power chords in the verse, then going into maybe a little bit of a full chord in the pre-chorus, and then when it comes to maybe the last chorus or something, you can go all out. That's personally how I do it. Don't feel like you have to do it that way. So that's the pre-chorus, again, nice and simple. But whilst that's going on, there's a second lick on the B, the E and the B string going on at the top. You can hear it's electric guitar doing that. And that lick is... So just utilizing the B major scale there. So the way I'm doing that is pinky on the 7th fret of the B string, 3 picks, and then 6th fret, 4th fret, on the 7th fret of the B string. And then we've got the change between the 2 E chords. So when it's, all different chords. So in the pre-chorus, this is important. In the pre-chorus, over the E chord, you're going to go, and the last note's going to be that 5th fret of the B string. But over the other 2 chords, the F sharp and the B, your last note's going to be the 4th fret of the B string. So over E, so that's the first bar of the pre-chorus. Then for the other 3 bars, it's... Okay, so I'll play it as if it were playing for the full chorus, for the full pre-chorus, sorry. How that just changes to match the harmony of the chord. It might sound a little bit different. It wouldn't sound bad, but maybe not what George was going for had he played just that one note every time. Although keep that in mind, because as we move on to the chorus, that idea comes back slightly changed now. So we'll talk about the harmony first in the chorus. So again, it's just those 3 chords. This time, rather than E, F sharp, B, it's F sharp, E, B. So a lot of these pop songs, in the genre of pop, will use kind of 4-bar loops that a melody will go over. And this song is no exception to that case. Basically, each section, the verse, the pre-chorus and the chorus, are grouped into 4 bars. So I want you to kind of consider everything you hear in general across 4 bars that will just start to repeat. So whenever I'm talking about these sections, or kind of halfway through or split down the middle, consider it in 4 bars and then do with that what I'm saying to do. So we've we've got a bar of F sharp, a bar of E, and then we've got 2 bars left, so we've got 2 bars of B. And that B chord, sometimes I'll do it with a full bar shape where I'll use all fingers. Sometimes I'll just do it with the first finger and the fourth finger doing the bar on the D, G, and D, G, and B strings. It's such a mouthful, this instrument. It just kind of depends whether I want that top note or if I just want that as the top note. It doesn't make a difference to the harmony. So that was F sharp, E, and then 2 bars of B. Okay, now on the high little kind of lick guitar part that's going on, what we played before is staying the same, just the end note is going to swap a little bit. So before in the pre-chorus, it was only over the E chord that we ended on the 5th fret of the B string. But now it's for the F sharp and the E chord. So essentially, of the 4 bars in this little loop, we are playing on the first 2 bars of it, we're ending on this E note of the 5th fret of the B string. So I'll play what it'll sound like for this section. Okay, so just have a listen to that, see if you can kind of match it to the harmony. That's what we're working here, even though the F sharp is different across the pre-chorus and the chorus. See if you can play both of them back to back and get the part right. It's not going to be the end of the world if you mess that up. I'm surprised, to be honest. I don't think most people are going to notice. But it's good to know, it's good to see how he's adapted that little lick to fit the harmony. It's a kind of good lesson in not just playing the exact same thing over all the chords, but changing it. So that is about 75% of the song, and it's all just 8th notes on your right hand, chords on your left hand, and then that little lick in the pre-chorus and the chorus. So the last section then is, oh, my apologies, no, I forgot, there's a little tag coming out of a chorus going back to the verse. It's a bit strange in the track, it's got like George screaming on it, but it's just B major, power chord, sorry, B power chord, C sharp power chord to an E major, or if you wanted the full harmony, B major, so same shape, to a C sharp minor. So the way I'm doing that is just an A minor shape coming up to a bar on the 4th fret. So that's bar with the first finger across the 4th fret. 3rd finger is on the 6th fret of the D string, pinky or 4th finger is on the 6th fret of the G string, 2nd finger is on the 5th fret of the B string, and then the high E string with that bar. So to the C sharp minor, to an to an E major, just the same chord, and that's over 2 bars, 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's just a little tag, quite interesting in there to bring it back, just to kind of break the song up a little bit. So that happens, that 2 bars, that tag happens once after the first chorus and twice after the second chorus. So it'll be essentially 4 bars. And then after this second chorus, we come into the bridge. So same rhythm going on in your right hand. I'll talk about again the harmony if you want the full harmony, but I think it's just power chords going on here on the guitar. So power chord wise, it's just B for 4 bars, I believe, until George starts singing Paradise, Roll On, Roll On. So 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's just a nice easy part. So then he'll start singing, and again keep in mind this 4-bar loop. We've got, once he starts singing, 8 bars of that. So try and count that out. Play along with the song, this will be the best thing for it. It's really simple. Just try and make sure you've got the movements in the right place. Just start counting bars, counting beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The full harmony there will be the B major, just that A shape. So that's 8 bars. After that 8 bars, it moves to an E major. Could be a power chord, which would just be open E string and 2nd fret of the A string, or I think I'd personally prefer the big chord. Okay, so that happens for 4 bars. So up to this point we've got 8 bars of B once he starts singing, then 4 bars of E, back to 4 bars of B again. So B, 8 bars, E, 4 bars, B, 4 bars. Again, 4 bar loops. Okay, after that it's a G sharp minor. So that's coming off an E minor bar shape, moving up to the 4th fret. So 1st finger bar across the 4th fret, 3rd finger on the 6th fret of the A string, pinky on the 6th fret of the D string, and then the rest will be that bar. So that happens for 2 bars. 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 2, 3, 4. Moving to an E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4 to a B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then back into the chorus, to a pre-chorus, to a chorus. So you've got all the sections. This is what's so tricky sometimes about this music. It's really fun and catchy, but because it's so similar, it can be quite hard to break up the sections. If you were to learn the song just kind of chord for chord, it's difficult to see the differences across the sections when the rhythm's the same, the chords are pretty much the same. All that's happened is the order of them's changing. This is where counting your bars and feeling your rhythms and your beats really comes in handy. So if this isn't something that you're particularly used to, counting like 4 bars or 8 bars, just sit, slow the tempo down and just count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 as you play. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and makes it quite handy with this song because it's just 8th notes. If it's a complicated rhythm, it's not so easy kind of counting and playing at the same time. But try give that a go, see what you can get out of it. That's been it from me, and I'll catch you guys next time.